Bro, look, we just found a water leak, or evidence of a water leak in the Lexus.
Oh my God, there. Look over here.
There are things
He's moving around in there.
Oh, look by that penny.
Oh, dude, I bet they're mosquito larvae. I bet that's what they are, dude.
Oh, wow, look at them.
Yeah, that's almost definitely what those little motherfuckers are.
Gross. So we gotta create a drain there, which is no problem, because we're about to drill some holes anyway to put our nitrous brackets in. And so that's where we'll put the bottle. And then we can just throw the carpet on over it. We'll be able to drain out all the wildlife water.
Yep.
Keep it drained.
Also looks like a bunch of cat shit down there. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's like bedding. That's where I found the mice when we first got the car.
Yeah, that's right.
Greetings, folks. Steve here, and in the trunk of old fat girl Ursula here, we got Matt. And what we're doing tonight is we are finally putting a nitrous kit on the Lexus. Okay, this has been long overdue. We've been complaining and complaining about this car's ability to get up out of the hole, and we're finally doing something about it. We've actually had this nitrous kit for a while now, but we just wanted to get all our ducks in a row to get ready to install it. Matt, right now, what's you working on, Matt?
Just getting everything mounted up for the actual bottle itself back here. After we get everything mounted where we want it to go, next is going to be running the line.
So then he'll be running the hose that goes from the bottle up to the engine bay where the solenoid is going to be located. The hose is just going to follow right along the fuel return that we installed when we converted the fuel system to a return style system. So we already got that kind of mapped out. We're going to be putting the solenoid up here in a certain spot we've already decided in the engine bay. And what I've been working on is the electronic side of things. So there is a couple of things going on here that I decided to kind of tackle at the same time as setting up the nitrous solenoids, and that is the trans brake wiring and the dump valve solenoid wiring. That's been very crude since the day I set it up. I kind of just tapped into the cigarette lighter power source and was just shooting fuse power straight to the solenoid using a handheld switch. So I am going to be making that all a little bit more proper. I mean, a little more proper. It's still not going to be super legit. I don't have a bump box or anything like that. But I'm setting up relays to control everything so that our trans brake solenoid, instead of just being direct fuse power, will be a solenoid, so we can control larger current using smaller current. So I just took this piece of aluminum and screwed on these 4 relays and this little just generic part store fuse block. And I've got fuse power going to our relays. We have our trans brake relay, our dump valve relay, nitrous solenoid relay, and this is a relay that is going to allow the Megasquirt to know what's going on with the nitrous system. So it's going to energize whenever we turn on the master switch and supply power to the nitrous solenoid relay, and that way the Megasquirt knows that we're good to go, everything's hot, everything's live, and at that point it can look at the other parameters we set up to know when to turn on the nitrous. So the basic relay setup's already done. I'm going to probably stash this in the glove box, and I do need to run a whole bunch of wires to all these different circuits so that we can make it all work. So while Matt is dealing with putting the bottle in the car, I'm going to be working on wiring in these relays. And yeah, so a pretty simple kit we have here. It's just a dry shot kit. It does up to 250 shot. We're got all our little jets here. We're probably going to try like a 50 shot and see how that gets by. But it is it's a nitrous outlet kit, and it's just pretty simple stuff. We need to find somewhere to put the little sprayer nozzle, and I'm not sure where we're going to do that yet. There's been a little bit of debate about it, whether it should be in like a charge pipe or like just in part of the intake before, like where the air sucks into the turbo, but we really don't have any piping for that stuff, so we still got to figure that out. I'm not sure where we're going to land on that, but we'll figure something out either way. But yeah, so I'm going to be wiring. Matt's going to be doing the physical plumbing and such, and we're going to see if we can get this nitrous kit up and working tonight. All right, show us what we're working with.
This is my jump rope, and it's also going to be
the line
that's going to be delivering our high pressure nitrous to our intake system. So, show you all this beautiful little switchboard panel that Steve-O has created for us. This is basically just going to run all of our new wires for the trans brake, nitrous, dump valve. That's it, right?
Yeah, and it's all hooked up on the necessary switches and inputs and outputs.
So that's all done. Got the bottle in, got it secure, which is nice. And we're actually going to be running this line up through the trunk winding, and there's a nice little space There's a nice little space that runs right behind this back seat, as you can see. And we're basically just kind of following the line that we ran with the fuel return hose that we installed when we first got this thing and really got it up and running. So pretty easy work on that. Now we need to figure out where we're going to put our actual solenoid for the nitrous system and decide where we're going to introduce it into the intake. So
that's the tricky part.
Yeah, we're kind of at the head here. We've got all the other stuff done, so now it's
so all the annoying wiring shit's done. I still got to put all this back away where it was.
We got to decide where we're going to put it first. I think the first step is get this bumper off.
Really?
I mean, I'm looking at our other options here, and I don't know. I think on the charge pipe side of the intercooler is going to be the best thing, don't you?
Man, I think the best thing, and you're going to hate this, dude.
You are not talking about drilling into the turbo.
No.
Oh, God.
No, the intake.
No, that's not any better.
Here's my thoughts.
Christ,
okay,
dude.
I mean, the intake's nice and flat. It'd be easy to drill.
What if we up?
What if we get metal shavings all up inside?
Oh,
the
that's
combustion
definitely
tank?
going to happen. Is that going to happen?
What if we
dude?
could drill a hole here that matches the threads on our little chingadera and then screw the chingadera into the hole? Like drill a hole, tap it before the throttle blade, like right here. I don't know.
I don't love it.
Well, we're going to give it some thought, kick around some ideas, and see what we can figure out. All right, so we got all the wires tucked away, everything. You can hardly tell it happened unless you go to like pull the insurance or owner's manual, and it's like, bam! But that's all tucked away nicely. And back here, we got the nitrous bottle, which you've already seen. Oops, sorry.
And this is how we ended up routing the line. Actually, we're going to go, the trunk lining is going to cover all of this. Everything that goes up through the pillar back here.
Why don't you mount that shit back in space? What's space now?
I will. I'm just going to show them where the line runs first, if I may.
Oh, I didn't realize I was video recording during your break.
My break? I'm showing them where I ran the line. Look, so it goes from here. Beautifully, this whole area is going to be covered by carpet, but it runs up by the back pillar right here. Now I have reinstalled the top of the seats, but no, get down here. See what's going on. See, so we ended up running this line right through the fuel pump cover, right where we ran the return line.
Nice.
Under the car, that'll be all zip tied and tightened up. Pops out right here to the solenoid, which...
Hold on, dude. Before we go into all... Hold on, dude. So the line comes up right next to our fuel pressure regulator, and it would connect here, which then goes down, does a little snaky move because it's kind of long, and into our port right here, which fits snugly into our charge pipe, pointing this direction, of course. But we got freaking boned by Nitrous Outlet's packaging department, evidently, because instead of sending us a fitting to fit this hose and a fitting to fit this hose, they sent us two that are the size for this hose, which don't fit this hose. So we have two of the same, and that doesn't fit. So
that means we cannot connect the tank to the solenoid tonight.
Even though Matthew was on vacation last week, leisurely time he's supposed to be relaxing, went and filled the bottle just for this occasion. And we don't even get to freaking try it, dude. Because of freaking some packaging error. We're sick! But we got a whole lot done tonight. So we need to test out our solenoids, make sure. I already tested the trans brake. It's working like it should. We plugged in the laptop. We're going to go ahead and test the dump valve and then make sure the nitrous solenoid comes on when commanded.
So the plan basically tonight is just to get everything ready to be plug and play as soon as we get that stupid fitting for the solenoid and, shorter tuning, obviously, and everything. Once we get that on, we'll be ready to go. So it's likely
bullshit.
Likely next week is going to be spent just tuning nitrous to get ready to go to the track. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Freaking disappointing. But Matthew is going to now button up the back of the trunk. I am going to test the relays and solenoids and everything that we wired up. All right, so we finally got the fitting we've been waiting for the nitrous kit. It took over a week to get that thing here. Actually, it took a couple different attempts for them to get it right and send us the right part. So we got it installed. I went ahead and checked the system for leaks to see if we have any leaks. We did have a little bit at the solenoid, so I was able to sort that out with a little bit of Teflon tape on the pipe fittings. And so everything looks good. I went ahead and just commanded it on with the laptop and hold on, dude.
I found Penny in here.
You can have it, dude. It's all yours. So I found, what was I saying? Oh, I was able to command on the solenoid. It worked. We don't have any leaks. Took it for a little drive to put a little bit of heat in it just now. So now we're just going to kind of set my parameters of when it's going to come on. So
Don't start the truck. I mean, the car.
okay, so I have turn on nitrous when above 2600 RPM, which is kind of like where the stall kind of stops on its own. Coolant temp above 150, check. Throttle position above 95 for it to come on. So that'll be our wide open throttle switch basically. Enable input flex, output pins for stage 1, fast idle. Watch out for the other car, dude. Did you hit it?
No.
Dude. Additional fuel pulse width at nitrous minimum RPM. Got it at 6. That might be way too much. Maximum RPM. So this is an important one for us because we don't want nitrous going down the track. We're just using it to get out of the hole. So I got max RPM set to 4,500 right now. Let's just kind of see what it does. Additional fuel pulse width at maximum. I have it set to 3. I don't know. I'm just going to set it to 6 throughout. It's probably going to be way fat, but we're going to try that first. Okay, cool. So we're just going to get on the trans brake, get it over 2,600 RPMs, and
Go turn it on.
see what it does.
Go turn it on.
All right, screw it. Let's try it.
No. I said go turn it on.
Trans brake. All right, so we're on the brake.
The window up.
Nitrous is armed. See what it does. Oh, hey! Boy, you felt when that came on.
No.
It was sitting at like 10-0, so that's a little too rich. Let me knock this down to 5. Knock this down to 5. Oh, baby, that was some live action there, boys. It was just, and as soon as the spray came on, it was like, bah!
I was like,
All right, we're gonna get some results here, I'm sure of it. All
don't
right,
do it loud.
let's try again.
No.
So we took out a little bit of fuel on the brake.
Don't do it again.
Here we go. Wow, this is gonna make a huge difference. Still went way rich.
Don't do it again.
Way rich. Let's just drop this to 3 and 3.
No.
Job, I'm gonna do it again. I have to.
Don't.
I must. All right, here we go. Try again. This thing's gonna rip. This thing's gonna rip. I gotta give it a little hit. All right. So I took a little bit more fuel out of it. It was floating around like 10.3. And you don't want to go too rich with nitrous. I'm told that can be just as bad as going too lean, or nearly as bad. I'm not sure if there's any legitimacy to any of that. But anyway, you don't want to run super rich anyway, so I cut a little bit of fuel out, not much. It'll still be on the rich side. And so we're gonna get just a little bit further away from the neighbors, because they're probably all about to go nuts. And just give it a little rip. All right, draggy's good. Let's go for a little cruise. Right now the nitrous is disarmed. Let's give it a shot. All right, we're armed. Trans brake's on. Supposed to do, got us out of the hole a lot better. Need to check the log and see how rich we went. definitely the car kind of fell on its face right then too. So let's try it one more time. Reset. Where the fuck's my brake button? Wow, we actually just spun the back tires. No shit. We actually just spun the back tires. This car's these tires are so huge and this car makes so little torque. But it definitely just spun them. Hell yeah. That was definitely a better 60 foot too. That was a 2.0 60 foot. Just like off the cuff. Just with like basically no tuning. So now we can get the AFRs to stay good the whole time the nitrous is on. We may be able to get even more stall out of it. But right now it seems like the nitrous may not be enough alone to spool the turbo up for us to launch off of boost. So I think we're gonna be basically just using nitrous for the first, 2 seconds or so before the turbo comes on. But that's fine. I mean, it's a pretty small shot, so the bottle should last pretty well. That's all the hooning I'm gonna do tonight. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. Everyone, thanks for joining, and thanks for tuning in this week. Like, subscribe, drop a comment.
We'll do what we do,
We'll be here, This is what we do every week, whether you watch or not. So just tune in. It's always fun. We'll see you next week.